Okay, in this video we're going to assume that you've taken your stacked images and that you're now ready to take them into Photoshop and combine them into one really sharp image. There's going to be slides at the start of the video and there's going to be slides at the end of the video, so if you want to see the step-by-step process you can stop the video at any time. So here we are, we have our 4 images imported in the Lightroom, and we're not going to do very much to them here except for maybe setting the white balance and also for some basic adjustments. So just before we do that, right, for photographs, if we click on this first one we can see that the back wall is in focus, but the wee guy here, George, at the front, he's not. Okay, so then if we click on the second photograph, we can see that George is in focus, but the back wall isn't. And then on the third one, yes, Cornelius at the front, he's in focus. And then on the last one, we have Geraldine at the back, and she's in focus. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if I select the first image, okay, hold down my shift key and click on the last one, you'll see that they all have become highlighted. Okay, so I should be able to set the white balance. All right, and then I'm going to do auto, and that's going to do some basic adjustments for me. And then if I hit synchronize, it brings up this dialog box, and you can see that I have the white balance ticked and also have the basic tones ticked. So if I just hit synchronize, that's going to make all the images the same basic adjustments and the same color balance. Okay, so now that we've done that, and we have them all selected, as you can see in the bottom left hand corner, we're just going to right click and go to edit in, and instead of edit in Photoshop, we're going to go down to the bottom and we're going to say open as layers in Photoshop. Okay, so now that's going to take a wee moment or two, and what that happens is that the images are going to be taken over to Photoshop, and it's going to be placed on separate layers, and it takes Photoshop a wee minute just to do its thing. Okay, so there we have all the images as separate layers. We can see that just down on the right hand side. So I want to select all these layers. I'm going to click on the top one, and then again hold my shift key down and click on the bottom layer, and you'll see they become selected. Now, even though I was taking these photographs on a tripod, there's a possibility that there maybe something shifted. So Photoshop is very good at aligning layers like this. So we're going to go to edit, okay, come down the edit menu and you'll see auto align layers. So if we click that, okay, you get this dialog box coming up. Normally I just stick with auto and hit OK, and what Photoshop does is it takes the things that are static and aligns them, and we may see, even though we're on a tripod, there's a little bit around the edges where Photoshop has detected that there is some movement. Again, there's a lot of math going on in the background, so this possibly takes a wee minute or two. Okay. Now, Photoshop has aligned all our images, so while we have them still all selected, we're going to go back to the edit menu, and then we're going to go down to auto blend layers. Okay, and this is where the magic happens. you'll see that you're given a dialog box. At the top is panorama, and we'll talk about that in a later series, but at the bottom you've got stack images. So that's what we want to do. We want to focus stack the images that we've taken. So if we hit OK, again, Photoshop does its magic, and it blends, it takes all these images and it stacks them, and in such a way that only the sharp bits of each layer are able to shine through. And at the end then we get an image which is basically sharp all over from front to back. You can see that Photoshop has added some layer masks on the right hand side, the black and white. They're called layer masks, and what's happening is where it's white, it's allowing the sharp part of the image to shine through, and where it's black, it's taking the out of focus bits of the image and it's stopping them from coming through. So if we magnify our image, say up to 50%, and you can see that the back wall is sharp, George is sharp, Geraldine in the back is sharp, and Cornelius in the front is sharp. So Photoshop has actually done quite a good job of stacking these images. So if you wanted to, I would just right click on one of the layers, and with them all selected, you would just flatten the image, and then you're left with one layer. If we go to save then, okay, just do save, not save as anything else, just save. Photoshop will save this new image, and when we do close, okay, what's going to happen is this image will be imported back into Lightroom. So if we go back to Lightroom, instead of having 4 images that we started with, we now have a 5th image, which is our stacked image. Okay, and if I go to full screen and 100% magnification, you can see that every part of this image now is sharp. Okay, there's George. Now at this stage, just if we wanted to, I would go up to the crop tool and I would get the angle level and just level this up slightly. I think it's slightly off. It is, yeah. Okay, and hit done. All right, and even if we wanted to, we could crop this image in a wee bit, and probably don't need so much on the bottom, and hit done. And there we have it. That's our focus stacked image, taken 4 different images, stacked them, took them into Photoshop, and Photoshop has automatically stacked them and created one image for us. Okay, so hope you find that helpful, and we'll do it again. Thank you.